Good morning, Guardians. Briar Rabbit here. Over the last week or so, the community has been in an uproar about skill-based matchmaking. Some are asking for its removal for the sake of improved connections, and others are asking for it to remain and to continue to segregate players based on skill level. Yesterday, Bungie responded. In a blog post, Bungie outlined their goals for matchmaking, how they actually implement it, and answered a few frequently asked questions. Today, I would like to look at their responses to this issue and discuss what it may mean for the future of the Crucible. So, they start off with a list of their design goals. These included provide you with a clean connection to your fellow players, keep the time you spend in orbit between matches to a minimum, and set a match between you and a worthy opponent. The order these goals are listed in is interesting. Clean connection is at the top of the list. Set a match with a worthy opponent is last. Goal-wise, it would appear that connection is a top priority. Next, they describe how they actually implement matchmaking. First, we identify a pool of available players with a good connection to you. Within that pool, we choose players closely matched to your personal skill rating. If we can't find players within that pool, we widen the variance in skill. If that doesn't work, we expand the search again with more variance in connection quality. Once players are selected, we break them out into equally skilled teams. So, again, like in the goals, they say they look for a good connection first. Then from all of the available good connections, they choose players in your skill level. If they can't find players of your skill, they widen the search to include poorer connections. Once players are found, teams are broken up based on skill level to try and create an even match. So here's the thing. I think that for most players, this is exactly how it works. And it works well based on how it's designed. There is some variance to this. Internet issues can be intermittent and cause issues. Players can be cheating. Any number of other things can make it appear that connection is not a priority. But I think that the fact that a huge percentage of Crucible games are playable would indicate that connection is a priority. That's for most players. There are some players, though, for whom skill-based matchmaking is a real problem. These players are the elite few, with skill levels so high that there just aren't that many other players in their skill bracket to quickly and with good connections fill out a match. And if we look at how Bungie says matchmaking is designed, you can imagine how a top-tier player, let's call him Timmy, gets hosed. First, Timmy is put into a pool of players with good connections to him. Then matchmaking looks at that pool and sees that Timmy is an outlier. His skill level far exceeds any other player in the initial good connection pool. Some of those players from the initial pool get matched up and start playing, but Timmy is left behind as matchmaking broadens the search to players with an even wider skill gap. Still, there are not enough players. Even with the larger base, Timmy plays at such a high level that there are not enough other players with decent connections for Timmy to match. So boom, it happens. Matchmaking loosens the requirement for good connections. Timmy is placed in a match with other good players who don't have good connections to Timmy, and he must fight against red bars. It sucks to be Timmy. Now, most of us aren't in Timmy's position, but some of the elite players that we watch on YouTube or on Twitch or read posts from on the Bungie forums are. And for those elite few, skill-based matchmaking, the way it's implemented by Bungie, it's really fucking them. And that needs to be fixed. But it's a very hard problem to solve without negatively affecting the play experience of lowered skilled players. My suggestion would be to loosen the restriction on skill level further as player skill level gets higher. Imagine a pyramid where the base is made out of the least skilled players and the top is made out of the most skilled players. For the bottom most players, skill-based matchmaking would be at its most severe. These players would only be matched up against players of their own skill level. But as you get better and move higher and higher up the pyramid, the skill restriction on matchmaking gets looser and looser until you reach the top, where it's very loose indeed, and connections take a high priority. Next, Bungie did a bit of a fact here. They pulled some of the most frequently asked questions out of the forums and gave us some answers for them. So here we go. Why are you teaming me up with weaker teammates? We favor connection quality over skill ratings. If we favored skill over connection, you'd be more likely to have people closer to your skill level on both teams. If you want better teammates, they're likely waiting for you in our recruitment forums. This answer feels really combative to me. Sending people out of a game to a website to do the job that matchmaking should be doing? That's ridiculous. Come on. Why can't you match fire teams against fire teams? If we waited for perfectly weighted teams to find each other, you might spend more time in orbit than in the game. Fire teams can and do still match up against one another, but fast matchmaking is the priority. This one's just not going to happen with the current size of the player base in most game modes. Iron Banner, sure, it'll happen more frequently, but normal control, trying to get two fire teams with good connections and equal skill consistently, they'd be in matchmaking forever. What is Destiny's network tick rate? Combat damage is sampled at 30 Hz, 30 times per second. We track and network how your shots land in every frame of gameplay you see. You receive updates on systems like scoring or ammo spawn timers from an activity host at 10 Hz, 10 times per second. This is very slow for a competitive shooter. Compare it to Overwatch at 60 Hz or Counter-Strike at 120 Hz, and it's too slow. And it's not going to get fixed, frankly. Best we can hope for is an overhaul in Destiny 2. Do you try to force players into a 50% win-loss ratio? Nope. As we've stated, your personal performance is a factor in the Guardians you end up confronting in battle, but we do nothing to artificially influence win streaks or alter individual player statistics. Again, this just feels combative with the one-word nope answer to open it up, but also seems to contradict statements Bungie employees have said in past interviews. Why can't I just relax and enjoy some matches with my friends? We introduced private matches to the Crucible with the launch of Destiny, Rise of Iron, so that you could do just that. Take matchmaking into your own hands and make the Crucible what you want it to be. This has got to be the thing that got on players' nerves the worst. Remember Timmy, Mr. Top Tier Elite? Timmy's friends won't play normal Crucible with him because when they do, they get stopped. The skill-based matchmaking is taking Timmy's skill into account and finding other players based on that. Timmy's friends aren't that good, so when they play people of his skill level, they don't have any fun. They just get murdered. Bungie's suggestion, go play private matches over and over again with the same 5 or 6 people. Let Timmy stomp you over and over and over again. Look, this is a difficult issue, one that many multiplayer games struggle with. Bungie saw that the community was getting heated about it, but instead of letting us know that they were listening and using our feedback to make improvements, this whole post felt like it said, this is how it works. Don't like it? Tough. Go play private matches. And that's just not an acceptable message. That's going to do it for this episode, guys. If you have a topic or a community creation that you'd like to see featured on an upcoming episode of GMG, shoot me a tweet with the description and a link and the hashtag Good Morning Guardians. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe. We will be playing Trials of Osiris over on the Twitch channel, so if you want to check out Team Fun in person, it is a good time. Come on by the Twitch channel, and I'll see you guys later.